Rapture on 23rd or 24th, Sept 2025 threads. Jonathan Cahn best motivational speech. There are moments in history when time seems to pause, when heaven itself leans in. And whether you believe in prophecy or not, something is stirring. As we approach September 23rd and 24th, 2025, many are whispering, many are questioning. Could this be the hour? Could this be the day when the veil is lifted? When the trumpet sounds, when everything we thought was permanent changes in a heartbeat. But here's the truth. You and I don't control the calendar of heaven. We don't write the date in the book of eternity. What we do control is what we do with the time we've been given, and that is what matters most. You see, the rapture isn't just about escaping this world. It's about being ready for the next. It's about living today in a way that if tomorrow everything ended, you'd have no regrets. And that's not just spiritual, it's practical, it's emotional, it's human. For men who feel lost, for men searching for meaning, for men trying to rebuild their worth. This isn't just prophecy, this is a call. A call to wake up, to prepare, to live with fire, and to step into the life you were made for. Time is the one thing you and I can't buy back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose a relationship and rebuild. You can lose your job and find another. But when a minute passes, it's gone forever. And yet, so many of us live like time is cheap, like we've got an endless supply. We scroll, we binge, we procrastinate. We tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow. But what if there is no tomorrow? What if the rapture, the end, the change of everything, really did come September 23rd or 24th? How would you feel about the way you're living right now? I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up, because the truth is, you don't need a prophecy to remind you that life is short. You already know it. Every time you look in the mirror and see another year on your face, every time you remember someone you loved who isn't here anymore, you know time is moving. The question is, what are you doing with it? Most men live like they've got a guarantee. They put their dreams, their purpose, their faith on layaway, waiting for the right time. They'll start the business when things settle down. They'll fix their relationships when it feels easier. They'll pray. They'll reconnect with God. They'll get serious about life later, but later never comes. Later is a lie. What the urgency of time teaches us is that the only moment that's real is this one, this breath, this heartbeat. And you get to decide what you're going to do with it. You can waste it. You can numb yourself, drift, stay stuck. Or you can use it. You can get serious, build, fight for your soul, fight for your future. When you realize how fragile time is, you stop living carelessly. You stop giving your energy to people who don't care about you. You stop pouring hours into habits that are killing you. You start to wake up. You start to see that this day is a gift, not a given. And when you live like that, whether the rapture comes tomorrow or 10 years from now, you'll be ready. Not just ready to leave this world, but ready to live fully in it. That's the urgency of time. It's not just a prophecy, it's a call. A call to stop waiting and start living right now. We live in a culture that worships control. You've been taught since you were a kid. Control your grades, control your career, control your future, control your body, control your money. And yes, discipline matters, effort matters. Choices matter. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. You don't control nearly as much as you think you do. One diagnosis, one phone call, one accident, one moment in history can change everything. September 23rd, September 24th. It could be the rapture, or maybe it's not. But what matters is that we live as though we hold the steering wheel when really God does. That's not weakness, that's reality. Think about the times in your life when everything shifted in a heartbeat. You thought you were secure, and then a layoff pulled the rug from under you. You thought your relationship was solid, and then betrayal cracked it wide open. You thought you had time, and then the loss of someone close reminded you how fragile it all is. That's the illusion of control. Don't own time, you don't own tomorrow. You own only this moment and how you show up in it. Now, here's the problem. Most men fight that truth. They cling tighter, try harder, white, knuckle life, and if controlling more will save them. But the irony is, the more you cling to control, the more anxious, fearful, and restless you become. You start living as if you are God, when the only way to find peace is to realize you're not. Real strength is surrender, not passive surrender, not giving up, but the kind where you say, God, I can't see the whole picture, but I trust you do. That's when life shifts. That's when you stop being a prisoner of fear and start becoming a man of faith. And listen, this isn't just theology, it's practical. When you let go of what you can't control, you free your energy for what you can. You can't control if the rapture is September 23rd or 24th, but you can control how you live today. You can control how you treat the people around you. You can control how you discipline your mind, your habits, your soul. That's where your focus belongs. The illusion of control is one of the greatest lies men fall into. But when you break free from it, you stop wasting your life chasing what you can't hold and start building what lasts forever. Throughout history, God has always spoken through signs and seasons. He spoke through the flood in Noah's day. He spoke through the plagues in Egypt. He spoke through the exile of Israel, the fall of empires, and the rise of nations, and he is still speaking today. The world isn't random. What's happening around you shifts in governments, economic collapse, unrest, even the natural disasters. They're not just headlines. They're signs, they're warnings, they're reminders that we are not in control of time, but we are living in the time God has ordained. September 23rd, September 24th. Some say it could be the rapture, others dismiss it as superstition, but here's the truth. It doesn't matter if it's that day or next year or a decade from now. What matters is that we are in a season where the alarms are sounding louder than ever. And when alarms go off, it's not to scare you, it's to wake you up. Now, here's the thing about signs. You can ignore them or you can respond to them. If you're driving down a road and you see a sign that says bridge out, you've got two choices. You can keep pushing forward, pretending it's not real, and you'll crash. Or you can pay attention, change direction, and save your life. Spiritually, it's no different. God is giving this generation signs. Addictions are rising, families are broken, mental health is at an all-time low, men are lost, wandering, searching for meaning. That's not random, that's prophetic. That's the sign of a generation drifting further from the source of truth. And here's where it hits home. Signs don't just exist on the global stage. They exist in your personal life. That restlessness you feel, that emptiness after chasing one more relationship, one more paycheck, one more night of distraction, that's a sign. It's God whispering, or maybe shouting, that the road you're on won't satisfy, that the time to wake up is now. The Bible says we don't know the day or the hour, but we are told to discern the season. And my brother, this is the season of urgency, not fear, not panic, but urgency. Every man must ask, am I living prepared? Because when the moment comes, whether it's September 23rd or the last breath you take, there are no second chances. Signs and seasons aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to realign you. They're God's way of saying, the time is shorter than you think. Stop drifting. Start living with eternal focus. If there's one thing the Bible repeats over and over, it's this: be ready, not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient. Be ready now. The parable of the 10 virgins wasn't about oil lamps. It was about preparation. 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. Wise lived ready, the foolish assumed they had time, and when the bridegroom came, it was too late for excuses. That story isn't ancient history. It's our story. The truth is, most of us live at, though we have endless time. We scroll, we chase, we distract ourselves with things that won't matter a year from now, let alone in eternity. We say, I'll fix my life later. I'll get serious about my faith when things settle down. I'll heal my wounds when I've had my fun. But here's the hard reality: later is not guaranteed. None of us are promised tomorrow, and that's why God calls us to live prepared today. Being ready isn't about fear, it's about freedom. When a soldier prepares for battle, he doesn't panic. He trains, he sharpens his weapon, strengthens his body, and focuses his mind. He's not caught off guard because he's already equipped. Spiritually, readiness works the same way. It means keeping your heart anchored in truth when the world is selling lies. It means choosing discipline over distraction. It means building your foundation on something that doesn't collapse when the storms come. And listen, readiness isn't perfection, it's direction. It's not about never stumbling, it's about what path you're walking. Are you heading toward light or toward darkness? Are you building your house on rock or on sand? Readiness is saying, I may not have it all figured out, but I refuse to live asleep. I refuse to live numb. I choose to live awake. Young men, I need you to hear this. The call to readiness is not about religion. It's about life. It's about whether you'll waste years chasing empty things or whether you'll wake up and live the life you were meant to live. Every habit you build today is preparing you for something tomorrow. Every choice you make is shaping your eternity. The question is, are you preparing for what matters? The bridegroom is coming. The alarms are sounding. The question isn't if the moment will come. The question is whether you'll be ready when it does. The greatest battlefield you will ever face is not out there. It's in here, inside your mind, inside your heart. We talk about wars, about nations rising and falling, about prophecies and signs in the heavens. But the most decisive battle is the one being fought in your soul every single day. And here's the truth: no one escapes it. The voices you hear when you wake up in the morning, that pull toward distraction, that whisper that says you're not enough, that temptation to numb yourself with things that never satisfy. That's the war. You can lose battles in life and still recover, but if you lose the battle within, everything else crumbles. Young men especially, you feel this in ways you can't always put into words. The pressure to succeed, to prove yourself, to find love, to not be left behind, and when life doesn't give you what you thought it would, the temptation is to run, to escape into screens, into substances, into meaningless pursuits. But those escapes never silence the war. They only make you weaker when the real fight comes. The Bible tells us that the flesh wars against the spirit. That means every day you wake up with a choice. Which side will you feed? If you feed the distraction, the doubt, the lust, the fear, it grows stronger. If you feed your spirit through discipline, through focus, through prayer, through truth, you strengthen the warrior inside you. And when the storm hits, when the darkness falls, that inner strength will be the difference between standing and collapsing. Understand this: the battle within is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. Warriors are not defined by never falling. They are defined by getting back up again and again, refusing to surrender, refusing to let darkness win. If you fall 7 times, stand 8. That's how you win the war inside. Men, this is your moment. Don't let the enemy win your mind. Don't let lies write your story. Don't hand over your future because of temporary weakness. The greatest victory you will ever know is when you stand in the midst of temptation, of fear, of hopelessness, and say, "No, I will not bow. I will not break. I will rise." The rapture, the signs, the prophecies, they matter, but none of it will matter if you lose the battle within. Win that war, and you'll be ready for whatever comes. There comes a moment when all the noise fades, when the distractions no longer satisfy, when the games of this world feel empty, and deep down you sense it. The hour is late, the signs are all around us, and your life is not meant to be wasted. That moment is now. The scriptures speak of watchmen, men who stand on the walls, alert, awake, ready to sound the trumpet. And I want you to hear this clearly. You are being called to be one of them. Not just a bystander in history, not just another name in the crowd, but a watchman, a man who is awake when the world is asleep. Look at your life. Every failure, every wound, every battle you've faced, it wasn't for nothing. God can use it. The pain you've walked through can either break you or become the very fire that strengthens you, but you have to choose. You cannot live asleep anymore. You cannot live numbed by comfort, lulled by distraction, waiting for someone else to rise. You are the one who must rise. The rapture, the prophecies, the 3 days of darkness, whether they come today or tomorrow, whether they unfold exactly as we expect or in ways we cannot yet imagine, they are not meant to paralyze you. They are meant to wake you, to remind you that your choices matter, that your soul is eternal, and that your life carries weight in heaven. Men, hear me, there is no neutral ground. Every day you either move closer to God's purpose or drift further into the void. Every choice is a step, and every step is leading you somewhere toward strength or weakness, toward destiny or destruction. So what will it be? Will you stand ready? Will you take your place as a warrior of light in a generation drowning in shadows? Will you live awake, alert, prepared, so that when the trumpet sounds, you're not caught off guard but found faithful? This is not about fear. It's about courage. It's about being the kind of man who refuses to waste his life. The kind of man who, when the final day comes, will not be found sleeping, but standing ready. Unshaken, victorious. Brothers, hear me. Life is not a game. Time is not infinite. You don't get to rewind this tape and replay the choices you've already made, but you do get today. You get this moment, and what you do with it can change everything. Don't waste it. Don't drift back into sleep. Don't let the world lull you into believing that tomorrow is guaranteed, because it isn't. You were created for more. You were created to rise, to live awake, to carry light in a time of darkness. This isn't just about prophecy, it's about your purpose. And if you feel that stirring in your chest right now, that's not me speaking, it's God calling. He's saying, stand up, take your place. Live ready. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Don't just walk away from this video unchanged. If this word spoke to you, if it stirred something inside of you, then act like this video so it reaches others who are asleep and need to wake up. Leave a comment and declare what you're standing for, because when you speak it out,